Hey, good evening, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. Due to the popularity of my video that I put together showcasing Nolan Ryan's vintage collection, or my Nolan Ryan vintage collection dating from '68, his rookie year, all the way to 1980, I decided to do the same with Tom Seaver, who is another personal collection that I like to go after. I go after Seaver cards. So I thought y'all would enjoy it. I put together my vintage collection of his from '67 all the way to 1979. I know his career goes beyond that, but I wanted to showcase just kind of like the vintage era of cards. I figured y'all would like this. I've shown this before, but for some of you that haven't seen it, it's pretty cool. I got this at the second Mets home game of the year this year. I was really cool. I was not expecting it. The Tom Seaver statue replica. These are really cool. For those of you that don't know, Citi Field, they put together a statue right outside of the stadium, kind of towards the gate near home plate, and it's pretty amazing looking. So they dedicated it to Tom Seaver, and the box is pretty cool. What I really like about this box is that there's no sponsorship to it, at least not that I can see. Well, maybe on the bottom. But they're the ones who made it, I guess. I like that. It's not like sponsored by Citibank. It's not plastered with advertising. So this is really cool, and I keep this on my desk when I do my videos. I'm sure y'all have seen it. Let's do that. Starting off with the Topps 1979 Tom Seaver card. This one is a classic card of his with the Reds. Um, Usually this doesn't go for that much money, maybe a couple bucks, but people just love collecting Seaver like myself. So anytime I see this out and about, I will always try and get it for the right price, like $1 or two. And all the stats are there, like the highlights of his career are shown here. 25 and 7 and 21 and 12. I mean, some great years here, and 22 and 9 with the Mets. So really, just an amazing pitcher, Tom Seaver. And for those of you that don't know, after his career, he was very much interested in being in opening up his own vineyard, which he did in California. And I think you could still get his bottles of wine. I'm not 100% sure, but it's interesting that he decided to do that, move back to California. So we're going to now go to Topps 1978 with the Reds. Great profile shot of him here. Classic number 41. Looking serious as ever. I'm guessing this is during spring training, as Topps like to take a lot of photos during that time. They found it was easier to get all of the players together for photos during the spring training rather than during the rather than during the regular season, because of the constant moving around from city to city. And now we're going to go back to the Mets. Topps 1977. Great shot of him here, and can't tell if he was in his windup or if he was pitching from the stretch. But this was his last card with the Mets. Well, I scratched that because he came back in '84, '85, so maybe not the last card with the Mets, but last one before he went to the Reds. And this is just a great card. I love the 70, I like the 77. The 77s are just a, simple classic design. Not my favorite, but you got the little, the print, the autograph print here, and you got a nice shot of Seaver, so that's a nice one. This one is an insert from the 76. This is early in the set, number 5. So you have record breakers, in this case, most consecutive seasons, 200 or more strikeouts, 8 seasons. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. So if that's the case, I was 76. It would probably be a 68 or 69 season when it started. So, I mean, what a start to his career. And here his 76. Again, this is probably spring training if I had to guess. Um, I'm guessing they probably asked him to kind of go into his windup for the pose here, because it doesn't look like he's on a mound. It kind of looks like he's, close to home plate or something. They're just trying to get a shot of him here, and they asked him if he doesn't mind. Probably didn't, if he doesn't mind just posing for the camera. And another great card. Tom set big league records in '75 by topping 200 Ks for 8 straight seasons. So again, they're just talking about his record. And here is a '75. It's not my favorite of his, just because he's kind of just leaning against the fence here. I like the action shots more, but still a classic shot of him. You know, with the Mets hat, the classic Mets hat. Looks like he's wearing a Mets windbreaker or something. Can't really tell what he's wearing, but really cool nonetheless. And you know, '75 is just a kind of an interesting design choice that they had that year. Now we go to '74. I really like this shot. These profile shots. I actually think a couple of the Mets pitchers had these horizontal cards because of the action shots. We wanted to capture them on the mound pitching. So this is really cool. I really like this one a lot. Um, you know, you don't really get a lot of, like, you know, the number or anything on Seaver's back. You get a little bit of it, but you really what you really get to see here that's really special about Seaver is his right knee kind of backing all the way down to the dirt of the mound. And that's what was really special about him, is that he would really kind of just push his body all the way down to to ensure that his release point was a lot lower than your average pitcher. Great shot of him here, the 1973 Seaver Classic. Another spring training shot, if I had to guess, just based on the background. That glove is gigantic, but I guess, you know, pitchers' gloves are generally a lot bigger than, your average fielder. Outfielders may be the exception, but this is a really cool shot of him. You know, the blue long sleeves, the classic short sleeve jerseys that are just way too big, just made for big muscles. And so, great shot of Seaver there. Here is his 72 in action card. I'm not sure what he's doing here. I'm guessing stretching. I don't know. Hands on knees, doing something. But cool little in action shot, I suppose. They started doing this, the boyhood photos of the stars. I thought that was kind of cool. Classic Seaver, I'm guessing back in California. I think that's where he's from. He graduated from, let's see what it says here. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Fresno High School, basketball and baseball. He was an all-time All-City team player. He won 11 games, lost 2. Did a lot. Big name, obviously, in California. Next card is the profile shot. This is a really cool one. I love the blue, like the classic blue jacket. You know, there's nothing cooler than that. The glove, is obviously follow through here in the shot. I'm not sure who's in the back. I should probably look into that and see who that is. But yeah, great shot of Seaver, probably during spring training again. Classic '72 design as always. Now we're getting into the early part of his career. We go to the '71. Tough card to find in really good shape. This one I thought was in really good shape when I found it. And this one actually looks to be Shea Stadium, possibly. Um, Again, you know, the jersey with the blue long sleeves, the blue, the insignia, the blue cap. Great shot of him here. And just always looking serious. That's Seaver's MO. He's always looking serious, never really smiles. This is probably the closest to him smiling, if I had to guess, in a shot. Great profile shot of him here, 1970 tops. This card probably goes, I don't know, I probably got this one for like 20, 25 bucks. Um, I don't, like, it's interesting. They got these little collar, like this little sports collar there, underneath the jersey. Young Tom Seaver here, before his hair got a little, his hair definitely got a little wavier as years progressed. I love the backs to this. Tom's contract was assigned to the Mets in a special drawing. That's interesting. I don't know much about that. But I love these classic backs to the little comics on them and so forth. It's really cool. I think that's when they started doing it, because you don't see it on the '71s. And I have 3 of these. And The one that is like that looks like this is the first one that I ever got when I was a kid. I apparently gave it to my sister many, many years back, and she gave it back to me maybe a year ago, and she found it, and I swear it was not in a top loader. It was not even in a sleeve. It was just a loose Tom Seaver 69 card she had lying around, and I guess it's not her fault. I probably gave it to her that way, and I just didn't know any better when I was younger. So that's one Seaver. These two I picked up probably fairly recently. Out of all of them, this one's probably the best condition, but this one has the best centering. It's a shame that the surface of the card suffered what it did, because otherwise this would probably be a nice card to grade. But these are great shots of him. They took a lot of shots like this, I think, for the '69 year. A lot of great profile shots like this, and you know what, they repeated this because this is on his '68, which I'm going to show you in a second. Another little cartoon. Led the Met staff with 205 strikeouts. Obviously, the beginning of his 200 strikeout run. So, right, one of my favorites, the Rookie Cup, and this first solo card. Now, this is not my best '68 Seaver, as I've sent out the one that should be coming back sometime next week for SGC to grade. But this one's great. I picked this one up at Stormville, I think a couple weekends ago, and I'm a sucker for these '68 Rookie Cup cards. Same shot. Looks like the same shot that was used on '69. Probably is. And let's see what it says on the bottom. Who led the Mets in RBIs in '67? And this is Tommy Davis. So I guess we're doing little cartoons and trivia for other players on certain cards. And that leaves us with the best of them all, the rookie card of Bill Dennehy and Tom Seaver, of course. Tough card to find because it's a high number, as well as it being Tom Seaver, so it makes it doubly tougher to get, more valuable for that reason. So if it wasn't tough enough getting the high number, just makes it cost more. And obviously this one was tough to find. Even at the National, I was having trouble finding a Seaver that wasn't like $2,000. So this one I got at the National. So anyway, let me know which one is your favorite of the Seavers. Me personally, I think it's probably going to be the '68, just because it's his first solo year, or a solo card. And I love the rookie cups. I think they're really cool. Probably my favorite shot of him. Probably my favorite shot would be, I don't know, the '74. If I had this '74 action shot is pretty cool because it shows horizontally the entire card of him probably pitching at Shea. So very cool card there. Anyway, let me know what you think, what your favorite is. Tomorrow is a big day. I'm going to Stormville, buying vintage baseball cards on a $200 budget. We should have a lot of fun, a lot of footage there. It's the last big flea market for the summer, and then it'll be more back to card shops and shows and whatnot. But don't forget to subscribe, y'all, if y'all enjoyed this video. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, and I will see you soon.